Hello, hello, Success Coach Amy here, and welcome to yet another flaming hot topic from Blaze, building a life with action, zen, and energy. Today, I have a question for you. What do you do when you don't know what to do? So, I have so many people that I talk to each day and work with, and they feel like they have no purpose. They don't know what they really want to do for the rest of their lives, whether they're 22 or 42. It's not like it used to be back in the day, in the 70s, 80s, even before that, where you got a job and you worked there for 20, 30 years and you retired from there. People just don't do that anymore. We used to call it job hopping, where every 6 months to a year, maybe 2 years, you'd get a different job. So people looking at a resume would be like, oh, they're going to leave in a couple months, so we're not going to hire them. And that made it really hard for a lot of people. But what if you're still trying to find out what you like, what you want to do, who you want to work with, who you want to work for? What if you really don't have that passion that people talk about? They say, work your passion and you'll never work a day in your life. And that works for some people, fabulous, but not very many, especially now. 2022 with the pandemic and everybody kind of revamping the way they're thinking and doing their jobs and owning companies or starting their businesses, it's just completely different now. So how do you know what to do if you don't know what to do? How do you know where your passion is if you really don't feel like you have anything that you're passionate about? I know some people who like to work with kids, but they're like, well, I don't think I want to work with kids every day. Well, when you have a job with kids, guess what? You're doing that every day. College is not for everybody either. That's another issue. A lot of people were going to college to either find a significant other or they had a focus. This is what they were going to do. An accountant, a lawyer, a police officer, criminal justice, a teacher. There were so many things you just went to college for and you didn't even think about it. You went to college, you got your degree, and bam, you were going to go get a job in that field. And even in 2022, that's not happening. People are going for a career in their education, but they're going for a career that they really think they're going to love and they're excited about, and that's fantastic. But then what happens if something just happens to that industry? It happens all the time. We always thought as a society that we'd never be without teachers and we'd never be without nurses and we'd never be without police officers. And right now, there's a shortage of all of them. It is insane how much overtime or double shifts that people are doing because there's not enough people. I don't know why. Is it just the pay? Is it the hours? Is it just the type of work now that's people are just kind of staying away from? But again, how do you find your passion? How do you find what you want to do for a job? And again, I don't even say career anymore, because I used to say when I would go to a job interview, I'd be like, this is the career path that I'm on. I want to stay with a company for many, many, many years. And it just never happened for me. I was job hopping a lot. Sometimes by choice and sometimes not by choice. I 100% admit I got fired from a couple jobs. I was not qualified. I don't even know how I got hired, to be honest. Maybe I just thought I could BS my way through a job. Don't do that. Don't try to do that. It is extremely rare that works, that you get a job and you're like, oh, I can figure this out and then I'll be able to work through it. It doesn't really work that way most of the time. Again, you might get lucky. Fabulous, go for it. Most of the time that doesn't work. So what do you do when you don't know what to do? So there's all different things that you can do. You can talk to a basic counselor. Call it a mental health counselor. It doesn't matter. A counselor of some kind. Talk to someone. There are job counselors at your local employment agencies. There's government agencies. There's and I'm going old school, but there's like Express Professionals and there's Manpower and Kelly. there's still a lot of different temp agencies that are out there, and they can definitely help you and guide you as to what they're hiring for. Whether you get a job through them or not, go talk to them. The other thing is a school counselor. Whether you're in high school, college, go talk to somebody. Say, I really don't know what I want to do with my life. And they'll ask you different questions and maybe just point you in a certain direction that all of a sudden it might open up your eyes to something. The other thing, which sometimes it does cost money, as if you watched my StrengthsFinder 6 videos, I apologize. I did write it in the description. That is not for free, the StrengthsFinder from Gallup, from Clifton. It is $50, but there are other types of personality tests that are so great that are out there, and they are free. You just have to Google them, Yahoo, Bing, whatever search engine you're using. You just have to find them. Take those tests. They're really, really amazing. It's not necessarily going to tell you the actual career that you want, but it'll help you tell you the type of personality that you have. Even if you think you know yourself, it gives you certain vocabulary words that maybe you didn't think about before. And you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense with my personality. I never would have thought of using that word, but yeah, that makes sense. And then all of a sudden, certain jobs may come available. Maybe a certain type of business that you want to start. Certain types of people that you want to work with, certain types of people that you don't want to work with. My current coworker and I, we are very, very different when we took that Clifton Strengths. Again, go back and watch my 6 videos for that, and you'll find out more about me and my personality, and I just find it fascinating. And I would love to be able to facilitate workshops and teach people about this, because I do find it really valuable. My coworker he is so different from me in the way we think. And I love that, because I will bounce ideas off of him and he comes back at me with this incredible explanation of something. And I'm like, okay, never would have thought of that. Let's rephrase, because again, our vocabulary is different as well. And we're both well educated. It doesn't matter. Just if your brain is thinking differently, that's totally fine. And it's great to talk to other people about these kinds of things. You want to talk to different people with different personalities, different backgrounds. That's who can give you ideas. And it's super amazing. The other thing you can do is just join groups, whether it's on social media, preferably in person if you're comfortable with that. But go and meet people, talk to different people, again, go to companies and find out, okay, well, if you're not hiring, this is the kind of job I was thinking about. What are the qualifications? Now, this day and age, you may not get a lot of feedback because people are so overworked and so overwhelmed because of what the pandemic did to us, but it doesn't hurt to try. You can go to a hospital, you can go to a law firm, go to the police station, go to a school, talk to people, teachers, nurses, lawyers, police officers. I'm using these same job titles, but you could do this with anything. Go to a bank, go to an insurance company, go to a financial planner. Be like, I kind of want to do what you do, but I'm not sure. I either want to go to college or finish college. I'm not really sure what background I need. How do I get started? And you'll hear the phrase, which is so frustrating for so many people: experience needed. How do you get experience if nobody hires you? That's crazy. So sometimes you have to work your way up. So that's what I was saying. Sometimes you can get into a company or a business or an industry, start at the bottom so you can talk to people and learn about what that company or business does. And then you can move up, and you got to talk to people. You have to talk to people. Communication is huge. And again, other videos that I've done and will be doing more of, communication and listening. Listening is the lost art of communication. You've got to really listen to people. Don't just hear the words. Listen, comprehend, understand, and see if that'll work for you. Give it a try, subscribe, like my videos, message me, let me know what your questions are, let me know what you're struggling with, and I'll see if I can help. That's what I'm here for. Success Coach Amy is here. Let me know. Take care. Wishing you health, wealth, happiness, and freedom.